Hi, welcome to my first video on YouTube. Very recently, there was a Malayalam movie that came out to hit theatres, and the name of the movie is called TRANCE. I was quite intrigued to learn about the movie TRANCE. It's had a fantastic star cast. It was the happening couple from the Kerala industry, Fahad Fasil and Nazriya Nazim, playing the lead roles. The other reason why I was quite intrigued to watch this film was the way the movie was shot. Some of the scenes were very close to reality, especially in one of the trailers. Fahad Fasil actually puts his foot into a torn socks, wherein some of his toes are revealed. He talks about the current era wherein everybody wants to be motivated. Everybody is, looking forward for motivation. It has given rise to a phenomenal amount of motivational speakers around the world, and I think whenever you're down, your automatic proximity is to look at a YouTube video for motivation in some way or the other. And no wonder why. Probably TED Talks is another good example wherein it demonstrates the kind of world that we're living in. The other strong reason as on why I felt I should watch this film was it was coming from a director, Anwar Rashid, who had given a fantastic film called Ustad Hotel many years ago. And these were some of the reasons why I felt I should watch this particular film. What also captured my attention was the film was initially released only in Kerala, which meant people outside Kerala did not have the luxury to watch the film in theatre. So that, anything which is concealed, anything which you don't have, there's always that excitement or the curiosity, as I would call it, to watch this film in some way or the other. So that added to my curiosity. I had realized through a friend that the movie was playing here in Hyderabad on last Wednesday, and then what we had to do is we had to go ahead and quickly take a call if you are watching this movie. The movie released just at one show, 10:45 show. We are a young couple, young parents. We had a kid at home, so we were really not sure we were able to take the decision to watch the movie. But thanks to my parents, we were able to put the baby to sleep and go straight into the theater just before the movie starts. Now, while watching the movie, it talks about few delicate subjects. Mental health. It talks about fake evangelists. We are living in a world wherein there are a lot of babas, a lot of sadhus, a lot of pastors, of course. I don't want to isolate one particular religion, but yes, there were a lot of pastors. These godmen. That's the kind of world that we're living in. And I think the movie, in a nutshell, talks about the ability to detect mental health and fake evangelists early. I think that's the core message. I don't want to spoil it for the others who haven't watched the film yet. And I think if you were to look at the way the movie has been developed, it's visually delightful. The first half of the movie is fantastic. I mean, why go until the first half? Even if you were to look at the title credits, if you were to listen to the track which says Trance title track on YouTube, you would see the kind of music that has been generated. As the music is appealing to the ears, visually the title credits, the VFX work has been phenomenal. I think it took my breath away in the first 15 minutes itself. There are umpteen moments within the film where I personally felt very, very uncomfortable. To be honest with you, I mean, me and my wife, we were looking at each other and we were trying to motivate each other that this is just a work of fiction. And I think you've got to control your mind so that it doesn't go into that particular trap of finding flaws in this piece of art. We said that to ourselves, and we continued to watch that film. In the second half, I think until the second half, the ante was really good. It was fantastic. A lot of people have commented stating that the film lacks pace in the second half. But isn't that the same in anybody's life? I mean, you cannot be rocketing at all time with the same pace. And there is a purpose as on why I felt the movie had to be a bit slowed down in the second half. it is because it talks about the second objective of the film. It talks about mental health. So I think there is enough rationale for the movie to have a slow down approach in the second half. Now the climax is fantastic as well. I think overall the film is something which I really liked. I did talk about why I felt the movie was making me feel a bit uncomfortable, but that thing just went away with the confession that Fahad Fasil makes in the movie. And in that confession he talks particularly about how one would know that the end of days is here, or the end is here. He talks about sheep and wolves, and I think that for me and my wife clearly justified the entire film as well, what Anwar Rashid was trying to articulate in that movie. For me, I think after the movie I spent about a day or two still thinking about the movie, and I think that is a good sign of a deeply crafted movie which helps the audience to think about it even after the movie is done and dusted. So I think for me personally, I think it's a fantastic film. I really have admired Fahad Fasil's performance in the film. Just top notch. For me, the surprise was Gautam Menon's acting. He killed it as well. Yeah, coming back to Gautam Menon's performance, I think that was fantastic. He did a phenomenal amount of job in terms of his acting. I think either you can be a good leader by looking at other leaders, and you can be a good actor if you're directing other actors as well. I think that's true to the case of Gautam Menon's performance. One interesting thing, did you know that the movie took 3 years to be made? Yeah, it took 3 long years to make this film. I really loved it. Thanks. Hi, welcome to my first video on YouTube. Very recently, there was a Malayalam movie that came out to hit theatres, and the name of the movie is called TRANCE. I was quite intrigued to learn about the movie